Promo alert, promo alert, promo alert. Today is Busy Getting Rich 24/7. But her YouTube channel is Busy 24/7, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe, like, comment, let her know I sent you. If you trying to start your own t-shirt line, make sure you go watch her videos and get the game. If you trying to make $1 million successful business out of making t-shirts and design them yourself, make sure you go subscribe to her channel and get that game she giving over there. She teach you how to make t-shirts. She do tutorials on how to do designs with all type of vinyls. She also give advice on different heat press machines and cutters. You don't want to miss it. I'm already working with her. I got that merch coming. Y'all already know it's finna be lit. So you can get off the couch. You can put your mind to work and start your own clothing line by tapping in, getting the game, and applying it yourself. Make sure y'all go check her out. What up, gang? I'm back with another video. I say I'm back with another video. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Yes, I said subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. It's free. Do it for me. What up, gang? I'm back with another video. Let's get straight into it. But before I get into it, make sure y'all hit that like button. When you hit that like button to help my videos and channel grow, I'm gonna give y'all time to hit that like button. Alright, let's get into it. Now, for y'all that don't know, Boosie will appear in court this morning. Yes, the judge gave Boosie a bond. Boosie paid the bond and was looking forward to get out. The prosecution put in a motion to another judge that judge overruled the judge that gave Boosie a bond. They say he's a flight risk and he's a threat to the community. Now, when he go today, they will let him know, look, the new judge will say, look, I agree with the old judge, he deserve a bond. Or the new judge gonna say, I agree with the prosecution, he deserved to stay in jail. Now, Boosie interview with Hoffa was played in court. Now, y'all know I had to be the one to put it in y'all face, because y'all always talking about Vlad, Boosie locked up cause of Vlad, and I'm gonna keep saying it, and I'm gonna keep rubbing it in y'all face. But no, it wasn't a Vlad interview. It was a black man platform. Since y'all always want to Vlad is a culture vulture, that's what y'all be saying. It was Hoffa interview where Boosie spoke on the fact that if he get pulled over, and when he get pulled over, he have guys to take the gun charges for him. Let me tell you what the paperwork say. It said, in Exhibit 1A, clip of podcast episode that was provided to the court and played during detention hearing, Hatch provided a response to what happens if he is pulled over and police find a weapon in the vehicle. Hatch explained that this happens plenty of time and another occupant of the vehicle will say it's his guns when they come to the car. That's what they do. It come down to it, this is not the reason why he's locked up, but this just evidence that they gonna use to prove what Boosie got going on, because Boosie is saying it's the bodyguard's gun, and the bodyguard saying that ain't his fucking gun. Boosie stated right in front of the police, he told the bodyguard, I thought you said the guns was in the bag. Which the guns was in the bag, except for that gun, because the bodyguard is saying that gun is not his. This bodyguard said, nah, boo, this is not my gun. And for y'all that don't know, a lot of people saying, well, if he got gun license, why he just won't claim the gun? Because by him saying the gun is his and the gun was found in the back seat close to Boosie, then he could get charged for having his gun or leaving his gun to be accessible to a convicted felon, in arm reach of a convicted felon. He's supposed to have his gun on his person or locked away somewhere where somebody like Boosie can't get it. So This guy probably is a new security guard. It's probably not Boosie original security guard. He probably just took the job while Boosie was in LA, and he's not going for Boosie shenanigans because he probably feel like, man, listen, can't be in this kind of mess. And also, I want y'all to get a summary of what's going on from somebody professional. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications. It's free. Do it for me. Okay.
I want to talk to you right now about Boosie Badass, what the situation is there. So the rapper, whose real name is Torrance Hatch, he's been in and out of trouble with the law. He's been previously convicted of drug offenses. He was arrested and hit with a federal gun charge for being a felon in possession of a firearm. And this is quite the story. So apparently, San Diego police were looking at an Instagram video of a known gang member when they noticed Boosie in the video with a black handgun in the waistband of his pants. Okay? So then they check out Boosie's Instagram, and there was a live story being broadcast from a gang-associated neighborhood in San Diego. So what do authorities do then? They locate Boosie using an airborne law enforcement unit. Basically, it's a helicopter. And they see him getting into an SUV. They make a traffic stop after the car doesn't stop at a red light, and they find a black gun that matches the description of the one that was in that video. They find it inside the car. He was arrested and charged with a state crime, but this is where the catch. After he's leaving court for an appearance on that state charge, which was actually dismissed, he is arrested and hit with the federal crime. Bradford, what do you think about that?
It's commonplace. I mean,
is it?
You know,
is it?
Yeah,
it doesn't sound that common.
Yeah, it really is. Actually, it wasn't surprising to me when it comes to representing entertainers and individuals of note, athletes. I've represented athletes, entertainers, and other politicians. When it comes to those things, the federal authorities, especially when it's surrounding a gun issue, the federal authorities want to pick up those guns. So, for example, I represented Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was charged with a gun case from a one-time felony conviction from about 15 years ago in New York that he thought was a reduction to a misdemeanor crime. And he was caught. They searched the plane, and they found a weapon on the plane, and they attributed it to him. And he was charged with a felon in possession of a firearm. I ended up getting him a pardon from the president for that charge because of how it was charged and how everything was going on. But that being said, the feds usually wouldn't even pay attention to those charges. The feds usually wouldn't even blink an eye at a felon in possession of a firearm when it's someone with one-time felony or two-time felony. What they're doing is a lot of these artists, they're trying to hammer down on them. If you remember, T.I. got a gun charge back in the day. So what they do is they hammer down on these because these are the most covered issues, right? So they can say, hey, listen, you're a felon with a possession of a firearm. We're going to bring charges just like we brought charges on Bob Smith, Boosie Badass, Kodak Black. So they try to bring charges against people of note so that they could show the public that what they're doing to curb, gun violence. But it really isn't about gun violence. It's really just about the publicity they get. So I've had plenty of cases where the state charges get dropped and the defendant's all happy. I would imagine that the defense attorney would have seen this coming, but maybe he didn't. But it happens a lot where they drop the state charges. You don't know why they drop them, and a week
why
later,
why bring it in the first place if they knew they were going to go the federal route?
Because sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a state case. The state looks at it and they're like, wow, this is a tough case to prove, right? Like in this instance. So they have them on video with a weapon that looks familiar. They'll have some expert that says, oh, it's a Glock 9, and that Glock 9 is the same type of gun that was found in the car. But the state might not have access to those good experts or want to spend the time or money on that case. That the feds, they have unlimited money and they have unlimited time. And a lot of times you'll see the state saying maybe, hey, listen, this isn't a great case for us. But the feds say, hey, it's a great case for us. We'll come in and we'll pull it in. And the feds will do a DNA test on the bullets, a DNA test on the gun, fingerprints, etc. And they'll see if Boosie Badass's DNA is on the interior of the gun or the bullets. It's a much stronger case than they have right now. But anyway you cut it, look at it. on a state level, you might be looking at 2 or 3 years. On a federal level, because of his priors, he's probably looking at 5 or 6.
Wow.
So the question becomes, do you want to risk going to trial in state court on this case, which is it's a pretty good case in state court, because, the difference between the maximum and the minimum is not that much. Or do you want to try and go on a federal level where, you're looking at 5 or 6 years at the bottom and 15 at the top? That's a big risk.
He posted on Twitter saying, "I want to take this time to apologize to my kids. I'm sorry, and I love you all forever." Does this feel like a pretty straightforward case for prosecutors?
There is no such thing, in my eyes at least. So I've had cases where I thought they were pretty straightforward, and then I have a gun charge right now in Tampa that they think is pretty straightforward, and I don't. So there's a lot of cases. This case could be interesting. It depends on the experts that they use. They're usually the same guys that are in every case that say, I work for the FBI. I'm a gun expert. I've been handling guns for 50 years, and that gun is the same gun that's in the other picture. And juries are like, well, if he's been handling gun for 50 years, he must be an expert. It's just interesting. I think the defense has to have their own expert to say whether or not that gun in the video is real or fake, if you could tell if it's real or fake, and how many people were in the vehicle at the time it was stopped.
Well, I'll get your thoughts on this, because apparently Mr. Hatch yelled during his processing. He yelled at his security team or security guard and said, "Why did you tell the detective the gun was on the seat?" They wrote this in the charging document, the federal prosecutors, and they go on to say that SDPD, San Diego Police Department officers, heard Hatch tell his security, "You told me they were in the bag." Does that, basically show that he knew about the gun in the car?
Yeah, he could have known about the gun in the car. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's his. So, I've had cases where there was security teams in a car and there was, AK-47s in the trunk. It doesn't, and my client might have known about it, but the problem is that they belong to the security team. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that happen during cases, a lot of statements that are made that some people from the outside might be like, "Holy crap, that's a slam dunk." Right. But when you look at it from a defense perspective, it's still a case that they need to prove.
And his attorney, I believe, released a statement and basically talked about how he was arrested, and then goes on to say, and then after they took him into custody, they announced that they were unprepared to proceed with his detention hearing because the government was ill-prepared. Mr. Hatch was forced to cancel a number of shows over this historic Juneteenth weekend, so they're already criticizing the prosecution.
And make sure y'all go subscribe to Music 101 Podcast. That's my second channel, man. That's my second channel. I upload content every day. Y'all don't want to miss it. If I ever stop posting on here, that's where I'm at over there. Music 101 Podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Look down right there to the bottom left and hit that like button for me. Hit that like button right there. I appreciate it. I continue watching. Promo alert. If you need promo, DM me on Instagram at Music101CEO. Music101CEO. $30 for one promo video on YouTube. $50 for 3 promo videos on YouTube. $70 for 6 promo videos on YouTube. And $130 for 12 promo videos on YouTube. You trying to get your numbers up? You trying to get your business up? Hit me up at Music 101. See, the results is great.